As the deer panteth for the water, so my soul longeth after thee. You alone are my heart's desire, and I long to worship thee.
Thank you for joining us. God bless you. This is the Discipleship Cruise. Can you please invite your friends, family members, and cronies so that we can go to God together? Father, we thank you for your blessings that make rich and add no sorrow. Thank you for your gift of families. Thank you for your defending us and being our judge at a time like this. Lord, speak again to us and make us to maximize the present situation in the land. In Jesus' name we prayed. Amen. Thank you again for joining the Discipleship Crew. I've said it to you that when others are shouting that there's a casting down, you'll be shouting that there's a lifting up. God put a difference between Goshen and Egypt. God can shield you at this time, like he did to Noah in the days before the flood. And Jesus said his days be like the days before the coming of the Son of God. So, as we await his arrival, we don't know the date, we don't know the hour. We must get ready. We must not take COVID-19 as just a happenstance. No. It's a pointer. Now, we must press on. We are looking at what made Noah this different. We saw that the first thing that was that he built his relationship with God. He built an ark of salvation. And that ark translates first to his relationship with God. Then he built his family. That translates again. The building of the ark in this respect translates to his building his family. And we are beginning to look, if he didn't build his family, would he have received divine favor? Would there have been any hope after him of another generation? And we said this COVID-19 period of lockdown should not be wasted. Parents must bend down. You will never have this opportunity again. Some of the parents our children came back from the campus on strike. They didn't plan to come back, and they were caught up at home. And what you didn't do before, you have a chance to do now. The family is crucial. The family is critical. If God is going to bless you in the future, you must build for him today a family. Now, let's go ahead now. We went into Psalm 68. Psalm 68. That's where I want to start again, to refresh your mind. And in case you didn't get that previous message, please go back. Get it in the CD or get it in the YouTube. This message is a follow-up to that. It will do you well to listen to that if you are going to catch this one very well. In Psalm 68 verse 5, the Bible says, a father of the fatherless and a judge of the widows is God in his holy habitation. God settled the solitary in families. He bringeth out those who are bound with chains, but the rebellious dwell in a dry land. Yes, a father of the fatherless and a judge of the widows. God does not want anybody not to be in a family. When there's no physical family to take care of you, God begins to take care of you personally. When you are an orphan, and people tend to misuse you, God said, no, I'm his father. You don't talk to him. He's not fatherless like that. When a widow begins to be misused, God said, no, I'm the judge of the widow. I'm the husband of the widow. You don't treat widows anyhow you like. And he sets solitary people who have no home, who have no family, put them in families. Now the word set there is important. Nobody chooses his family. God sets. We are going to discover that there's a reason why God sets solitary people in families. Family is so critical. Family is so crucial. Family is so important. It's God's provision. And God sets men inside it. Nobody chooses. Your father may be a drunkard. Your mother may be a loose woman. But God chose that family for you and he set you. And you can become a blessing at the point of turning around for that family. This time that there's COVID and you're at home, you can sit down and pray for your family as a child. And God will hear your prayers. So every family is ordained of God for a purpose. So he said it's written in families. He bringeth out those who are bound in chains, but the rebellious. God can put any man in a family, even those who have rebelled, those who have gone to prison. God can release them and bring them into families. But a man that has rebelled against family will die in the desert. Jesus stayed in his parents' family until he was 30. Some of you are not yet 20 years old, but you have rebelled against family. Some of you are quarreling with your father. Some of you are quarreling with your junior brothers. You cannot be in a family. You will suffer for it. One of the things I'm going to encourage you is, in these times, it's a time of reconciliation. Brothers must reconcile. Sisters must reconcile. Parents and children must reconcile. The family unit is critical for progress, for you to become all that God ordained for you. Now, what is family? I'm not a scientist, a sociologist, so I'm going to be giving you simple layman definition the way I see it in my Bible. Family is a group of people that consists of father and mother and children and those in that house. They live together in the same house. That's the basic family. They're a group. They're a family. They're a little community. They have a father, they have a mother, they have siblings, children. And sometimes not just biological children. Some people come to stay in the family. All of that is family. That is the basic family. There could be extended families where we have uncles and cousins. There could be clans. There could be tribes. There could be work families. There are all kinds of families. But family is so crucial and so critical that it is God that set it. And for you to go up and be working against family is not good enough. So I will be dealing with the basic family of a group of father and mother and children and any other member in the family, in a house that are living together. There's a reason why God set up a family. We are going to be looking at that so that we will be able to have the wisdom to concentrate now. Since COVID-19 began, many of us have not done anything about family. But let me first of all say that whatever negates family negates the work of God. There are many preachers and many men of God who are thinking that family is not important again. Everything is outside. When you have not built your family, you don't have a right to stand on a public platform. In wonderful communities and advanced countries, even politicians who don't have a family in some time ago, not now, you don't get votes. People judge not only you, they judge your family. And everything is built. Your life is built. Your family is built. It doesn't come out by conjoinment. So we must now be deliberate to build families. I'm expecting that in this time when we are in lockdown, we shall have schools at home, home schools, spiritual schools, academic schools at home. You say, but I don't have the way, we don't know. We can do whatever we could because God has set that family together. And there's something we can do. We must not let this opportunity slip by our hands. Now, let me say it again. Family has become almost extinct. You say, but I can see many families. There's no more family. The large church meetings are wonderful meetings, but somehow they have worked against family. People now go to church early in the morning, 5 o'clock, they're in church. They close from work, they go back to church. And there's no more family at home. Because the large churches cannot be family. They have their own value. You see, in the book of the Acts of the Apostles, if you read it very well, maybe I should read it for you. Acts chapter 2, very quickly, so that you understand what I'm saying to you. Why you must now go back. Acts chapter 2, verse 42. The Bible says, and they continued steadfastly in the apostles' doctrine and fellowship, and in breaking of bread, and in prayers. Verse 46 says, and they continuing daily with one accord in the temple, and breaking bread from house to house, did eat and meat with gladness and singleness of heart. So when the church was born on the day of Pentecost, and 3,000 souls came to the Lord, all the 3,000 souls plus the 120 people who were in the upper room together, they formed the first church. And the Bible said they continued steadfastly daily in the apostles' teaching, in fellowship, in breaking of bread, and in prayers. Now, these are the 4 legs on which the early church founded its training program. The early church was a training church, a discipleship church. The only reason why they were there was that Christ said, I will build my church. They were for building, for training. So they taught the people the apostles' teaching, and they had fellowship, they had breaking of bread, and they had prayer. The only thing they did in the temple, where there were 3,000 plus, where they could find that kind of space in Solomon's portico, was teaching. After that, every other activity was from house to house. You cannot fellowship in the church setting, in a modern day cathedral setting. No. Fellowship cannot be done because fellowship is a sharing, a very intimate, close sharing. Breaking of bread, prayers, is much advantageous and effective in smaller groups. But the emphasis changed from the family to the big mass meetings. And so the family died, so to speak. And you're wondering why I'm making this emphasis. It's because we must get back quickly. The family is the basic unit of the church. The family is the basic fabric of society. The family is the basic unit of the nation. When the family fails, church fails, nation fails, community fails, everything fails. When there's no more home training, when there's so much, everybody becomes independent, and we have neglected the basic, the first line of building, and we are trying to build large groups where there's no, where people are impersonal. Call it bro. They don't even know your name in several churches because they can't know your name. They don't know whether you ate. They don't know whether you beat your wife. They don't know whether you are in debt. Just come to church, and they are giving you a wonderful message, very motivative, and you are jumping and laughing. But when you come back, you still enter into a place where it's cold. You have not built a family, so you don't come back to a place where you have the mutual support. So family, and I'm speaking about the basic: husband and wife, and children, biological children, and other children who have come to stay in the house. That's family. It's a place of refuge. It's a place of spiritual support. It's a place of learning. The reason why there's no more learning and home training, where many children cannot obey elders. Many children, are wasters. They have never been trained to save. Many children, they don't have love for parents. Parental love has finished. There's no more bonding. Everybody has become something else. There's no respect for family. And so you see, it has translated to the church. I want the church to begin to emphasize return to the basics. It's from here we go there. When this place is absent, what we are doing here does not work. The place where people can find real comfort and affirmation is in the family. The world can be cold. The world can be very aggressive. The world can be bitter and unfriendly. But when you come home, that's the place where you can find solace and succor. But it's not there. Family is absent. People don't do things together. There's no dining table again. In fact, many houses that are designed nowadays, in those days when I was in practice as an architect, it's a normal design. You have a parlor, you have a dining, you have a kitchen. The way is from the kitchen to the dining to the parlor. But nowadays, there's no need for dining because nobody dines together. And the dining table discipleship has cost us a lot. That's where children learn how not to be greedy. That's where children learn respect for their seniors. That's where people learn how to even eat. That's where people learn courtesies. That's where people learn service. But it's no longer there. When I was young, at least some siblings of nearly the same age range, they ate from one plate. And I think affluence has not helped us a lot. Sometimes, because people don't understand the principles of training, when you are affluent, you tend to spoil your children. So I hear about 19-year-old girls who cannot wash plates. 18-year-old girls who cannot wash their underwear because servants. And there are many families now that they eat outside in the hustle and bustle of the modern man's generation. Friend, it is time to come back. I thank God for COVID. You say, but brother, you are negative. No, I'm very, very positive. There is nothing that has happened that I don't see something good inside it. And I see something good in this. One of the things I see good is that everybody is home. I know you are agitating to God. I know you don't like to stay indoors. I know you're already becoming stressed just by staying indoors. There are many people who have never learned to sit down for 1 hour. They are restless human beings. They are never been taught to be quiet. Even your children, you can discover that they are restless. They must be doing something. Even when they're at home, you cannot make them to keep quiet for 30 minutes. And some of them are already teenagers. Their attention span is so small. All that's an indication that there's no training. Look at the same house. I keep wondering, so how is it possible that the mother and the daughter are looking so different? In those days, your mother will go to the tailor, take her clothes, and sew for my daughters. But nowadays, there's an independent spirit. That mothers are looking so different. That inside the same house, we are 7. And we get up whenever we like. This man gets up at 7 o'clock, this man gets up at 5 o'clock, this man gets up at 6 o'clock. And then everybody eats whatever he likes. This man says, I want to eat bread, one says, I want to eat potato. There's no community, there's no family, they're not doing things together. Everybody is on his own. Even when we sit around the dining table and we say we want to eat, there's no conversation. Everybody has an earphone and a small telephone or iPad. And they are laughing. Father is laughing, mother is laughing, son is laughing, daughter is laughing. And everybody is in his own small world, waiting to get away from this thing. It's not even a community because all of us are listening in our earphone to somebody else. And young man, I think it's an insult that I'm speaking to you at my age and you put an earphone. And sometimes people say, what are you saying, sir? And you put it back. That's the age. Age of rebellion. Age where there's no family. Even when you go to church, they're reading Bible in the church. I see you with your telephone watching pornography. If the ushers go around, of course, some ushers themselves are partakers of this. Friend, we're in a bad shape. God is not happy. I believe that the big cathedrals will continue to function. I believe that the big houses, they are not useless now. But something has happened. I saw the Pope in St. Peter's Basilica on Easter Day. And I said, Father, something has happened. Something has happened. If the church does not go back now and train fathers and mothers to handle their homes, something has happened. And I know you are quickly trying to return back to the mega churches. That's not where it is. The mega churches have their own role, but the homes are the basic place of training. God set up the home, set the individuals in that home for the purpose of training. Everybody in that home is there for a reason. My friend, can I beg you? Can I beg you? I know it's going to be difficult now to insist. I know it's going to be difficult now to insist, yes. Fathers will go back and say, I insist that everybody must come to this table and eat at 7 o'clock. You will not succeed like that. If everybody in your house was a baby, you could insist. But when they become 11, 12, 13, they may ask you and say, sir, I don't want to eat by 7. I don't want to go to your home, to the same church where you go. Many of our children, they don't go to the same church. If you force them, once you sit down, they go outside. And you see them, you see their own congregation outside, eating granuts. Check your church. You will see what I'm telling you now is true. So they want to be in the band. And when they finish playing band, when it is time for sermon, they go out. People want to flock together in their own kind of group. But training makes people to conform to a certain behavior. And the modern man does not want that conformity. Friend, I want to plead with you. The first thing to do about this now, I'm talking to you now, is prayer. Don't go and try to force it on your family members and say, breakfast, 8 o'clock. Everybody must eat the same thing. You didn't start in time. Don't try to use muzzle. Muzzle does not work. Psalm 127 says what? Psalm 127 says what? He said, except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it. Except the Lord keep the city, the watchmen, they wake in vain. Except the Lord build, every building is built by somebody. But except the Lord build, except is the Lord building through you, my brother, a father, my sister, a mother, the elder son. Except the Lord is building through you. Except you are building according to his pattern, which is Christ. Except the Lord builds. If it's your muscle that you think will sort out the matter, no. Except the Lord build the city, they labor in vain. Except the Lord keep the city, the watchman. And I will be speaking to you about this if God gives me the opportunity. There's a building, practically. There's a watching over the family. And we have our own critical roles to play. And this is for the kingdom and for the future. Many of us have missed it. And our souls are being pierced. We have lost every confidence. Because no matter how you make bold face, Pastor, when your daughter becomes pregnant in your house, I don't know how you can be very bold again. Even though our generation, they don't care. But I know you care. You have a conscience. It is vain for you to rise up early and to sit up late. When you see a man who rises up early and sits up late, it is simply because they didn't do their work when they should do it. So they rise up early, they sit up late, they eat the bread of sorrows. For God giveth his beloved sleep. There's a time to sleep, there's a time to wake up. When you don't sleep, when you should sleep, it's a disadvantage. When you eat the bread of sorrows, you don't enjoy it. I want to beg God for myself. Yes. You know why I thank God for God? It is because he can turn around a bad situation. He can do what no man can do. If you beseech him, if you beg him, if you apply to him, he say, except the Lord build. He say, Lord, this is what your word says. This is what I want. God will overrule the devil for you. And God will help you. If I want to finish that psalm, he says, verse 3, lo, children are an heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. Can I say to you again that children are not your own, they are the Lord's heritage. And I have seen it as an old man with grandchildren, that you have a certain number of time to stay with your children. They will not stay with you forever. Ultimately, when they marry, they must go. But God has given you some first few years to make the first impact, to breastfeed, to wean, to do the first teachings in their formative years before they leave home. And when they leave home, many of them don't return. If your daughter goes to medical school, you will not see her again for several years. And when the suitor begins to come and you have not done your work, and several parents are regretting why they didn't sit down, why they were pursuing a career in the bank and couldn't pay attention to their children. Left their children with house helps that are not trained, not caught, not tried, not trimmed. Friend, as arrows are in the hand of a mighty man, so are children of his youth. God is looking for arrows in his quiver. These children are God's arrows, and God expects that you should be the one to forge them. Forge them in the place where they forge metals. where the smiths in that fire to burn off every slag, every chaff, and get pure metals, and to beat them into the shape that God has ordained for them. Now, these are deliberate things. And I want to pray with you again. There are many homes where the blight of sin has wrecked the home, where parents have laid a very bad example for the children. What you are passing on is a wrong legacy, where there's no joy, there's no happiness, where there's tension all the time. Friend, you must not allow this to happen. Invite Jesus into your heart now, and invite him into your home. There are many homes where the devil is having a field day, and we cannot fight any battle that is successful against the devil. Are your children becoming arrows in God's quiver? Are you deliberate? What kind of language is going out in your home? I want to pray with you. I wish I can do a Bible study with you. This is time to be deliberate. Some of you don't watch television with your children. You just put them in front of the tube, and they're learning things they ought not to learn. Shall we pray together? Father, we thank you so much because you have favored us again by giving us this time. I am praying that as many parents, as many children have scattered, that you will bring them back. I am trusting you that, Lord, you will give our parents the authority again to rule in our homes and to bring up children in the fear of God. Lord, we have not gone far to learn the principles, but Lord, you are going to teach us. As we start our family altar and as we begin to pray, Lord, take over. Let your name be glorified and build Christian families for us in Jesus' name.
For further inquiry or counsel, contact Threshers Media Center, number 1, Refuge Close, Ongwambarde, Sabon Tasha, Kaduna. Telephone numbers 0814-408-9412, 0805-845-5719. Email address threshersteam@yahoo.com, or you could visit our website at www.threshersteam.org.ng.